Hello everyone, welcome to this video tutorial. In this tutorial we're going to talk about watchlist function in our technical analysis 2 application. So we haven't touched this function before, so in this tutorial we're going to dig into this function in details, and I'm going to show you how you guys can use this function to help with your um, technical analysis, and you can use this watchlist to monitor your market scan performance. And from the naming, we call it watchlist, but it is just a place to store your market scan results. And I think let's get started and go into our application. Okay, so in order to open your watchlist, the first thing you do is to click this icon. So the icon's right here, just beside the open data market data tree. So this icon, if you click on it, you're going to open the watch list, right? So it's once you click on it, this is the watch list to look like, right? So at the moment there's nothing in there. I'm going to show you guys how to put the data in the market in the watch list. Okay, let's start from the step 1, how you get your data into the watch list. So in our release 1, there is only one way you can get your data into the watch list. So you need to have a market scan. It's going the data, and also you need to have the market scan results, and from those results you can picking up these things into your watch list. Okay, so in this demonstration have already created 2 market scan. I'm going to use the number 1 and number 4. So okay, so the number 1 and number 4, I'm going to do a market scan. First of all, in the first one, let's delete the old results. The first market scan I'm going to use is weekly price over take 30 weeks EMA. So in order to create a market scan, you need to have a purpose in your mind. So basically, in this market scan, for example, the first one is I'm going to scan in the markets and get me all the results that has these conditions. I need to find all the stocks with their fast EMA, which defined at 10 units in that light blue one. It's overtake the slower EMA, which is that pink one, that 30 weeks EMA. Okay, so I'm going to looking for all the candidates have these criteria. So first of all, like that, it's overtake the fast EMA overtakes the slow EMA. All right, so I'm thinking that we're going to generate a buy opportunity for me. Okay, so another one is okay, so these 2 conditions defines that, and also I want to specify also the 50 weeks EMA, 30 weeks EMA, and 20 weeks EMA. All of them are sloping up since last 12. So in order to find a bullish, market condition, so I want all this long period of EMA are moving up. Doesn't matter the angle, but as long as all of them are moving up, that's the one I want to pick up from this market scan. Finally, I want to see a volume. So the volume has to be, with the volume has to be larger than its 30 weeks average volume. So, and that range has to be more than 30%. What I really mean is, if you look at the volume and then pick up the volume average of 30 weeks, that's how you do it. You select the moving average, and then you calculate based, and you select the volume. As you can see, the volume is drawn here, right? So in this condition, I also want to make sure I have a volume confirmation for this movement. So what I mean is, this condition requires, for example, right here, the volume has to be, larger than its 30 weeks average volume. So that has to be exceed 30% at least, right? Here is very good, but here probably is acceptable as well. I don't want anything lower than that, because when the price is moving up, I want a volume confirms itself as well. So that's why I have that condition in place. So okay, I'm going to use this group of condition to do a market scan. So which is our first one. So the market scan, if I'm going to here, we're going to use this condition, and I'm going to scan up to 19th of March, right? In order to show you guys functions in Watchlist, I will do a market scan, an earning scan up to 19th of March, because I'm assuming that was my current day, right? I want to estimate, you know, when the times goes on to December 2022, sorry, to the 1st January 2022, what these my candidates performing, right? So okay, so let me just do this market scan for now. The first one, if I click on that, so it gave me a summary. So that's scanning from up to 19th of March. It's a normal scan, so all of those conditions are listed here. That looks all good to me, and I'm ready to do a market scan. Okay, I've got only one candidate here. If I refresh, okay, I got some results from 19th March 2021. If I double click on results, I see that result displayed here. Okay, so how you get data into the watch list, the only way you can do is right click on your results and you select some of the items here. So for example, because I have only one result, I can just go add to long watch list, right? If you click on here, these candidates will be going to my long watch list. Okay, so you can see I have a group of a pre-made watch list, the long watch list, the short watch list, the long consolidation watch list, a short consolidation watch list, breakup, you know, those kind of things are we pre-made for our user to use. And if you don't like them, because my scan is to do a, you know, a bullish, so the sentiment is a bullish, because I'm expecting anything from my candidates for this scan were going up in the future. So that's why I want to put them in the long watch list. If I click on that, so as you can see, the watch list, there's a long here, right? And also I want to put it in my watch list 1. I can do it as well, so add this one also to my watch list 1. So if I click that, as you can see, the watch list is my watch list 1 is displayed here. So which means these candidates are in our long watch list and also in my watch list 1. I want to add it to my watch list 2. If I select add all to my watch list 2, so my watch list 2 is added in there, and the watch list 1, and also I want to add it to my watch list long. So this single one is, you can add them to the multiple watch list. Okay, so that's how you got this one in there. And then to compare it, the results, I also want to do another market scan for the same date, but I'm using a different set of conditions. Let me just clear up that, which is our number 4, market scan number 4. So in this one, I'm using a different group of conditions. Okay, so let's take a look at what the number 4 is doing. So here you go. So as you can see, this one defines a EMA 5, 10, 20, 30 week, 50 weeks EMA clustering, and that there has to be close to each other, and that range has to be less than 3%. Okay, this is 5 conditions right here, defines that circumstance. So also I also specified this condition, which means I want all the security compared to their overall market, which is our index AXJO. So all of my candidates has to be outperform with the market, and I want that. I specify the value compared to the value. So the RSM indicator value has to be at least more than 5. So I don't want to touch 0, because 0 is our benchmark. So I don't want it. I want this security is outperform the overall market by some extent, so by some number, right? Which means I define a 5 here. If it is equals to 0, I don't want it because it's too close. I'm not quite sure. I really want it equals to 5. So there is some extents above that 0 line. I want to pick those. And the last one is I want to see the RSM indicator. It's sloping up since last 12. So it's sloping up, which means that the indicator line is moving up, and that can tell me the underlying security is keep increasing its performance compared with the overall market. So that's why I put this condition as well. Okay, so I'm going to use this set of conditions to make this indicator filter. I use that one to do the market scan for the same date. Okay, let's go into our market scan and turn on the number 4. All right, so as you can see, I scan up to 19th of March, and let me just do it now. This is number 4, so that's a group of conditions. That looks all right, and then scan up to 19th of March 2021. Okay, I have 2 candidates here. That's okay. So if you refresh it here and double click that results, as you can see, this is 2 stocks that I picked up from the second market scan. So I can add those stuff into the same long watch list. For example, I want to add all in my long watch list. What I can do is I can right click on that and add all to long watch list. Once I do that, as you can see, they all belong to the, that goes into the long watch list, right? So what we have done now is assuming right now is 19th of March 19th of March 2021, right? For example, okay, just pretending this is the date of that date we just did a market scan. It's a Friday, that's okay. So, and then we add those into the market scan, into the watch list, all right? And today, we open the watch list, just assuming this one stays there and the time goes to the present day, which is our which is the 3rd of January 2022, right? So we already it's almost like 9 months after that market scan. We want to see how this guys performs. All right, of course, you can see the performance with your market scan by going to the watch list. Okay, let's turn on the watch list now by click that icon. As you can see, the watch list open. At the moment, there's nothing showing in the table. But what you can do is select this drop down list right here, and because we put so many things in our long watch list, let's select the long watch list. So as you can see, we have 4 candidates right here, right? Because we are picking up 1 from the 1 market scan, 2 from the 2 market scan. So yeah, so those are results are in here. And because this one repeated, we can, because the first one we just added twice, right? So if you see anything repeated, you can delete it from here by click this icon. So first of all, when we select the long, as you can see, those results in my long watch list. Remember, we also add them to our watch list 1, 2, 3 for one of the market scan. If you select that, as you can see, this one is going to this multiple watch list. So that's because it's repeated, so you can delete that one. Also, we added in the watch list 2. Remember, watch list 3 we haven't. Okay, so basically, the watch list is filter out all this stuff in filter all these candidates in the watch list. So by those items, depends on where you add them in. So we add all in the long watch list. Let's take a look here in detail. Okay, so because we got something in here, as you can see, they are mixed up with each other. For example, you only want to see all the candidates come from our market scan number 1. So this filter can help you to do that. If you select all, So that's showing everything, 4 candidates. But if you only want to see all the candidates from market scan 1, so you select 1. Let's just close that one. If it's 4, so we have 2 candidates here, so that's come from our watch list number 4, right? So let's just verify if it is correct. Yes, 2 candidates from market scan number 4, 1 candidate from market scan number 1. Okay, so that's how you filter the candidates from different market scan, right? Okay, let's go into look into the number 1. Only have 1 candidate. Let's just explain all these columns and this statistic numbers right here, and show you what that means, right? The first column is the code, right? So CKF, that's the symbol of this candidates. The second one is the source. What that source means, where did you pick up this one, this security, right? So it tells you the market scan name. So because CKF is from our market scan number 1, as you can see, 1 weekly price overtakes 30 weeks EMA. So that's why these second column is just the name of that, market scan you use to pick up this security. The pickup date, the third column is the pickup date. That date is when did you pick this thing up. So it's really equals to the market scan to date, right? So if you go into here, that's the date for the to date, because you scan only up to this day. So that watch list pickup date equals to that 19th of March 2021. All right. Equity type, it's stocks. Market is come from, which market is it's come from? So it is come from the S&P ASX 200, and original price is the price, when the closing price of that pickup day. So that day, which means this stocks is closed at $11.17 on 19th of March 2021. That's the original price, right? Current price, because right now is 3rd of January 2022. So the current price, this stocks now is $13.37, right? So what's the difference? It's change means you using the current price to subtract the original price, so you got a difference here. If it is a positive number, so that will display in the green color, which means your price, the price is rising, right? The price is higher than its original price. To change percentages just tells you what the percentage, of the change of your price. Okay, so those are columns here. So you can sort it by click on that every column, and you can delete it. You can just click that cross, but I'm not going to do that. And also we have a delete all, which is delete everything in this list. So I also don't want to do it. Let's go through these statistic and below right here. So let me change to another one. This is our market scan number 4. So if you are lazy, don't want to go back to the market scan management and going to see the details of these conditions you have been used here, so you can put your mouse in the second column. So as you can see, the two tips displaying all these conditions of this market scan. So you don't need to go back to here, and then check those things out, right? So we have a very convenient facility for you. Just put the mouse on that. You can have a quick look of these conditions right here. Okay, so now let's go through some of the statistic numbers down there. The first one is total. Total means how many you pick up from this, how many numbers in this table. All right, this is numbers from, so this number equals to 2 because you only get 2 from that pickup. So for those candidates, you have 2 in total. That's very simple. 1 up, 1 means there's one is price is the price is higher. The price is raised, right? So the price is increased. So that's 1, and another one is down. Also, you have like this one, as you can see, the price compared to the current price with your original pickup price, the price is, you know, decreased. And dump up rate means you have, you know, 1 in total is up, so that 50% means you have 1 share price raised out of 2, so you got 50% of up rate. Dump means dump rate, same thing, you got a 1 out of 2 stocks, which is price is decreased, so you down rate is 50% as well. No change. Sometimes if you see, you know, for example, you've got another security here, its original price equals to current price, the price hasn't even changed, that means no change, and no change rate will be calculated for you. All right, so that's very simple. Because currently we don't have anything, the price is not changed, so the no change and no change rate equals to 0, and it's 0%. The last thing is in theory win-loss percentage, right? So how we calculate that is basically assuming you bought the same amount for every stocks at that pickup day because you think the price is going up. So for example, you buy all of them in, right, in the same amount. For example, you know, $1,000, you bought $1,000 in first share, another $1,000 in second share. Up to today, are you winning or losing? So that percentage tells you if you did that today, 8 months later, you only win 2%, right? You didn't lose your money, but your win percentage is the 2.64%, right? Okay, let's check out the first one. The first one, obviously, the total is number 1. Sorry, the total is 1 because we only have 1 stock here, and up is 1, right? Because this one is up, and you got a 1 out of 1 share price rise. So you have 100% up rate, right? 0% of down rate and 0% of no change rate. That's very clear. In theory, win loss, if you bought everything in this stock at that original price up to today, you are up 19.70%. Okay, so you use this thing to estimate your watch list performance. Basically, if you put everything here, we want to see if it is if the intention in this list is you expecting the price of the shares are going up, right? If you have bigger win loss percentage, that means your market scan or your analysis is doing well. If it's going down a lot, but you're expecting the price is gonna going up for this scan, but the win loss is very bad, it's a negative number, that means the performance is bad. So that's basically how you do this, by looking at those statistics in the watch list, right? So okay, there's one more thing I want to tell you is we also have a filter here, right? So you can see if you're using a filter, so it allows you to filter up the stocks. So basically, if you have, so this one behaves pretty much similar with this drop down list. If you have a lot of stuff in this list, you can also use, you can pick up all here. You can also filter up those things by picking up the correct market scan, right? So for example, I only want to see the number 4, so that's 2 stocks here. I don't want to see, I see what number 1, so there's 1 up here. So that's pretty much it for that filter. As you can see, there are repeated stuff here. That because you have multiple, probably you select all here, you have multiple stuff in those playlists, and that's why you do. Let's just get rid of those in my watchlist 1. I'll get rid of that. Okay, and then I will select long, all, and then we'll just use that filter, select the 1. So as you can see, I only have 1 here. So 2, I have 2 here. That's correct. So that's how you use this watch list to filter out, to estimate your market scan result, right? And another thing is I wanted to tell you guys is because in this purpose of a demonstration, we just show you guys how to add stuff into the watch list. But in reality, in the real world, so if you see the multiple results returned from a market scan, you're not rushed to add those stuff into your watch list. Basically, you need to see the chart preview, and you have to do some technical analysis process, and you can add them one by one. So for example, some of them are obviously not very good. After your analysis, right, you don't want to add them in, but some of them are good. You need to right click and then just add to long watch list. Don't select add all, because add all, it will add everything in this result sets, but it's just up to you guys how to use it. Okay, so in a real world, basically if you scan up to the present day, for example, let's say we're scanning to our last week's trading day for the number one, for example, if we run again, okay, we'll have one result. Okay, looks like we don't have you change the two dates to December 31st. Refresh that and let's do another scan. Okay. Okay, looks like we don't have anything in there, so it's just displaying this number one. So okay, let's change it to another one to see if we got anything from December 31st, 2021. This is number two. Let's run number two. Okay. Right, we have 4 in number 2. So for example, you did another, let's say you add all to long watch list for market scan number 2, and also you add everything all to the long watch in the 31st market scan. So if you go into the watch list and select the long, so we have more stuff in here. If you just fill out by only looking at the number 2, so that's what you got here. Let's quickly have a look here. So if you're using the market scan number 2, and you did so those all the candidates from this market scan, but the pickup date could be different. If I sort by pickup date, as you can see, we did 2 market scan. The first one is on 4th of December. It picked up this many of the candidates, but also we did another market scan on the December 31st. So we have only 3 in here because that was our last trading day. We don't have any current data in because it's the latest data, but in those previous scans, for example, we did on 4th of December, you have some data in here. So as you can see at the moment, it's down 15%, right? Yeah, so that's how it look like. So yeah, it could be just, you know, you can add the candidates into the watch list, but from the same market scan, but from different date. Or you can just sort by results by the pickup date, and you know exactly what it is. You can do it as well. Okay, so for example, you want to delete everything from the number 2 market scan, you delete all. Right, you don't need to click on one by one. If you just go here, the number 2 is disappeared from here, so, and only have number 1 and number 4 left. Okay, so the last one is if you want to check out the details of the chart, you can just double click on anything, that will open up the chart for you. For example, I double click the first one, it opened the chart for you. Right, you can take a look in detail. Why is this going down? Okay, and the last thing is, if you select everything already, so we don't have like save button or anything, it will save for you properly. Next time you start the application, those data are still in your watch list. Don't worry about that. So we can test that by let's just close this application and start again. Okay, the application's restart, and we need to import the same market data from the last time we used to the market scan, so which is our ASX 200. I'm gonna just load the data in there. Okay, the data loaded successfully. Let's go back to our market scan. Sorry, going back to our watch list. Select the number 1. So as you can see, this stuff is still there. So all the data is not gonna lost. So it's just 19%, and the 4 is 2%. That's correct. Okay, so it's persist for you, right? So that's the last thing I want to show you guys. Yeah, if you have questions about this, how to use the watch list, then please let us know. Add your questions in the comment. We're going to answer your questions. Hopefully this function is going to be useful for you, especially when you want to estimate some of the performance of your market scan by using this data in here. See if we can, the current design is just to give you some pre-designed, pre-named those watch list. We haven't provided a function that let users to create their own watch list by using their own preferred name so far. So we will keep working on this application. In our future release, we probably just get you some of the functions. For example, you want to add anything from the from any market and go into a arbitrary watch list named by the user. We can check for that probably. Okay. Yep. So I think that's pretty much all for this video tutorial. I really hope the contents will be helpful. Okay, well, thanks for your time watching, and thanks for your patience and stay with me 30 minutes already. So let's talk about another topic in the next video tutorial, and bye for now.